Okay, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Maybe, possibly. Hold on, let me move this over here before we start. All right, possibly. Okay, maybe. For real. It's time. It's time, finally. Let me go over to game screen. Hello, fellow Star Stuff. We are finally here today with let me go over. Alright, cool. We are finally here with Ever 17, the Out of Infinity. Yes, it's finally time. Yes, indeed it is. Also, hello, Black Blue. I hope you've been doing well. Sorry about that. So I was on time for stream today. I promise. It's just, for some reason, so the game is supposed to work with controller, and it didn't. It was, but when I started, like, getting OBS involved, for some reason the game was like, no, I don't like that. I don't like that. Along with the 800 other billion things that this game does not like in order to run properly. So that's fun. That's really cool. That's really neat. Also, I realized I had to go into my dashboard for YouTube and actually manually start the stream, I guess. So not through the other thing that I thought was the thing that must be done. Also very cool. Also very cool. Also very neat. All right, cool. Let me know how the volume is. This game is unfortunately a little bit finicky when it comes to volume. But we can talk about that. We can get into that when it's why that is the case here in a second. So it just doesn't like it when the internet is looking at it. Yeah, exactly. It's just camera shy. Don't worry about it. Exactly that. Yes, so I am streaming the... Let me start from the beginning. I streamed about some months ago, maybe even a year ago at this point, almost a year ago at this point, I streamed Never 7, The End of Infinity. And I was mostly streaming it to get to this game. Although like I said, I have received a few comments that are like, maybe consider checking out Remember 11 when this is done. So that's also on the docket, but that's neither here nor there. I know that a lot of people don't really talk about Never 7, but I still wanted to check it out as a part of this like Uchikoshi marathon thing that I've been doing. Uchikoshi being the creator of Zero Escape, and I really wanted to make sure that I had all the full context in case I needed it. So that's exactly what I did. The games got re-released on Steam, and the Steam release is it's alright. I mean, it's playable. There's definitely some quality issues with the English translation. There's definitely, like, they just threw the upscaling on there. It's just like, just smear it on. It will be fine. It'll be okay. Who cares? So that wasn't great. That wasn't awesome. But, like, it is definitely playable. And there wasn't any major concerns with Never 7. Wow, it was really that long ago? It was that long ago. It was almost about a year ago at this point. It was, and we played it for like 7 or 8 months. So it was a long time. But yes, this game in particular has a very interesting thing where there are two versions essentially. There's the PS2 version and there's the Xbox 360 version. And the PS2 version is the original version of this game and seems to be pretty well liked. So there is that, and then there's the Xbox 360 version in which someone came in after the fact and made some major changes to the story, and people really didn't like that. People did not like that. So the one that got ported over to Steam is the Xbox 360 version, and I was wondering if there's any way for me to play the PS2 version instead, or the version that is based off the PS2 version. And so that's what we're doing today. We're playing an older official version of the game. And this is not my scene. I don't really do this. It was easy to set up, but I don't really do this, so I'm afraid of something like spontaneously combusting into flames. To sort of put it into perspective about where I'm at right now. but I am like genuinely interested in seeing like where does the story go from here, what's gonna happen, and I'll also be interested in seeing when I'm done with this game, like when I'm done with it, what did they change about the 360 version that was so like that made people so not pleased with it. I'll be very, very interested to see. But yes, given that this is an older version of the game, there's certain things about it, such as the volume level not being as customizable as I would like it to be. I tried to do the same thing that I did for Never 7, which is turning the Japanese voices down, but not entirely off. So we turn the voices down, the music should be at a standard level, and hopefully it's okay and it doesn't sound like a mush when I'm talking over the voices. Hopefully. I sincerely hope. Is there anything for me to talk about specifically? I don't remember what I said at the end of my Never 7 playthrough when I was giving my thoughts, but I can tell you how I feel about it right now, which is that it's a pretty standard game. It's a pretty standard, alright game. And the thing that stands out about it definitely is everything with Courie syndrome and everything with Izumi, what was going on there. The fact that everyone was trying to dupe Makoto, essentially. That whole subplot was really interesting, but by the end of it, the game just kind of says, ha ha ha, psych, psych, and doesn't really do anything with it. So it ends up being just kind of like, yeah, it was fine. Yeah, it was fine. It is like somewhat dated and like little things like people would just, like, I think Makoto, like, a few times casually said some, like, really sexist things, but that's neither here nor there. That's not really what I'm trying to look at when I go through with these games, especially given their age. It does suck, but, you know, especially given the age of the games. I am more so... I was more so just trying to look at it of a lens of, would this stand out during the time that it came out? And I mean, the whole Courie syndrome would make it stand out, yes, but it just didn't go anywhere, so it was kind of disappointing in that sense. It was really disappointing. Well, not really disappointing. I still enjoyed my time with it, but it was a little disappointing to see that. So I'm hoping that whatever Ever 17 does is essentially just doing that, a new version of wahaha, it's Courie syndrome part 2, you know, and doing that, except it sticks with it. It doesn't do a psych, it doesn't, you know, bow out at the last moment. Even if it's more like gives you something to think about, you know, it was like maybe this happened, maybe. Something like that. I'm hoping that it doesn't kind of just like kind of just bow out at the last moment. That's what I'm hoping for this game. Any other things that I need to get into before we begin? I had to get like a bunch of assets regarding the game, like logo and stuff like that for YouTube thumbnail and promotional pieces and stuff like that. There is this one. Hold on, I can show you right now. The game hates it when I alt tab out, so this is gonna be a really long and awkward playthrough. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But let me get rid of this, for example. There are two pieces of promotional art that I found. One is this one, which you can see in the background. There's two girls in the back there, and then more importantly, there's two girls on either side that look the exact same. Basically the exact same. So, you know, I don't know about that. Maybe we're back to clones. Maybe we're back to cloning and all that different stuff that was introduced in Never 7. Perhaps, mayhaps, possibly. And the only other promotional art is, well, like this. Like this. There's a big donut. There's a big donut, but it's like a space donut. It's a big space donut. So I'm guessing, I don't know if we're in space, I don't know if we're planning on going to space, but those are the only two things that I can really tell. I guess if I really wanted to read into it, you can see like the DNA symbol here. I don't know if that has to do with clones. I don't know what that's about. I don't know. I don't know. Not gonna lie, the plot of this game still confuses the hell out of me. Yeah, the plot of the last one was like, were they being serious? I don't think they were, but if they were exploring Courie syndrome, the plot would have been wild. It would have been insane. That would have been crazy. But the one on the left looks a bit older, like a sister perhaps. That's also possible. I was thinking more it's like one is... If you think about it in the way that Kurumi and Haruka are clones, Kurumi is definitely the opposite personality-wise of Haruka, so I was thinking maybe one is more mature and one is more, I don't know, more emotional, I guess, is a good way of putting it. So, possibly. The one final thing that I have to mention is that I got a note when installing this that they said Disk 4 might run out of like, it might not just play the audio, like all the music that you're supposed to hear, it might not play that. And that makes me really worried and really concerned. So I am gonna do my best to, despite all the problems that this may pose, like stick with this. But if we reach disc 4 and there's no audio for whatever reason, I don't know, I'm just gonna have to pull up the OST on YouTube and set it to shuffle and we'll just hope for the best. I don't know. I can't think of anything else to do in that situation other than like just switch over to the Steam version that people dislike. So, yes, I'm nervous, but I'm excited to see what the hell this story is about. And anything else, I hope Kurumi shows up. I hope Kurumi shows up for whatever reason. Alright, I think we're all set. Let's go ahead and actually start the freaking game. Let's start. And you can let me know how sound is, because sound was kind of wishy-washy. But new game. He was in the middle of a blue world. As far as the eye could see, a sheet of water reached into the distance. The May sun shimmered on its surface. Above, high above, stretched the clear blue sky. The fresh new sky looked so glossy and vivid that it might spill down to earth at any moment. That was all that was reflected in his eyes. The straight line of the horizon stretched into the distance, dividing the sea from the heavens. So tranquil. Okay, Takeshi. I'm guessing this is Makoto based on the vibes of the name. It's, you know, Makoto, Takeshi seems pretty all right if I'm just you know, pretty normal. So little did you know, the black-haired girl is Kurumi. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. Kurumi like all grown up. That would be, oh my gosh. Let's, I guess there's like years and years. Maybe it's possible. Again, Space Donut. We could be in space now. Who knows? Who knows? But yes, that was an example of one of the voices, and this is an example of some of the sound going on. There's like waves and stuff like that. So let me know if there's any issues, and I will go through and adjust after stream as well if needed. So he murmured to himself. A solitary seagull traced a gentle arc in the sky as the wind carried it away. The wind, carrying the ocean's scent, blew by him gently. The din of people could be heard in the background. The merry sound of children's voices echoed brighter than the sunlight pouring down. So peaceful. It was as if it was in a dream. What the hell is this? May 1st, Monday, what the what the Alright. What the hell is this music? 16 kilometers from M Island, Komagahara Archipelago, Tokyo. What is this? The man-made island Inselnull rose above the waves of the water. It seemed like a place removed from reality. The word utopia might have sprung to mind to describe it. Actually, on a slab of rock on the boat dock. Hold on, let me take one earphone out, because maybe that will help me. Actually, on a slab of rock on the boat dock of the floating island were carved the words, "Where is heaven? Above the sky and at your feet." All right, not pretentious at all, but sure, sure. Leaning out over the railing of the island, he gazed into the ocean depths. One final thing. I promise, I'm playing the game. I'm playing the game. One final thing. Like I said, I was having issues with controller, so I mean, I have to play it with keyboard and mouse, and I think the only way is like just clicking on my mouse, and that makes a clicking sound in the background. I'm sorry about that. I very much dislike that. I don't know, but I'll see what can be done. In the blue distance, he saw a massive metallic structure swaying gently. Utopia, huh? He mumbled and looked back casually. And there was a tanuki, or raccoon dog. Is this a tanuki? This looks more like the thing from the Madagascar movie. The lemur? It looks more like a lemur to me, but okay. His eyes met those of the animals. For a moment, they eyed each other in silence. Hello? To clear the air, he nodded his head. That looks like a lemur? Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't know about tanuki. The animal turned away, ignoring him. Upon closer inspection, he noticed something biting the animal from behind. A child. A child. Alright, we found the kudumi of this game. What's going on? What's happening? Okay. You're definitely on the box cover. You've definitely been there. Okay. It was a young girl. She was certainly shaped like a person. She could be described as such, sure. Looking closer revealed that there was something strange about her as well. All right, we're off to a good start. We're off to a really good start. What the hell is this? Namely, a small tanuki attached to the girl's backside. In front of him, there was a big tanuki being bitten by a girl who was being bitten by a smaller tanuki. The scene was enough to make him lose his sense of reality. He rubbed his eyes, rubbed them some more, and then opened them again. Even after blinking several times, the bizarre scene refused to go away. Hey, would you do something about this kid? Whispered the big tanuki. Oh, whispered the tanuki. Oh, okay. All right. Whispered the big tanuki. But the words didn't reach his mind because it was so busy trying to process the absurd scene. I was also thinking, it's like, weren't we just on a boat on our way here? It's like, how are we on land right now? Anyway, maybe, hopefully, it's a dream. It's a dream. Otherwise, who are you? And that looks like a dog, not a tanuki. I was gonna say it looks like a rabbit, but you know what? I think you're probably right. It looks like a dog. We don't know what animals are. But the words, yes. I must be dreaming, right? That was what he was really thinking. A dream. A dream that would not let him wake up, almost like a certain syndrome. And whiteness. A cold white reality stretching forever. He felt the difference in temperature on his skin. The shock of it finally forced him to open his eyes. 11:34 a.m. Child. Alright, there's people in the background of this game, and there's whatever this thing is. What the hell is that? But there's people in the background. That's cool. That's neat. He wondered how long he had been sitting. It couldn't have been long. He had only been in the park an hour. He'd been sitting on the bench the whole time, eating the same ice cream. It's cold. Of course it was. It had melted into a muddy mess. The melted vanilla ice cream trickled onto his hand, spilling on his lap. That's cold. It says kid, but it just sounds like a younger version of the protagonist that was just voicing. Also, I have tea here, and I best take care not to let it get cold, so one moment. All right. The ice cream slowly soaked into the fabric of his pants. Finally, the coldness of it had spread completely, soaking into his skin. He had been sitting there a while. He had been sitting there so long, but the person he was waiting for never came. There was no sign that she would. Why hasn't she come? He didn't know. Why am I here? He felt like he was teetering on the verge of utter confusion. Oh, well. He shook his head and sighed. I think when it says kid, maybe it means like 16-year-old and not like more like 11 or 10 or something like that. Not the child voice that I was giving him. Possibly. Possibly. It didn't seem his pants would dry anytime soon. What's wrong? He sensed a slight movement and a girl sat down next to him. Okay, you were definitely there. You're definitely in the background photo. She was sporting the theme park uniform. A white outfit with a bluish ribbon. She looks like a guide. Are you lost? A beaming, innocent smile appeared on her shining face. Did you get separated from your friends? Okay, maybe not. Never mind. Maybe I am like 10 years old. Yeah. I've been waiting. Waiting? Well, I was waiting. You were waiting? For me? No. No. I'm waiting for the two different girls that might be the same girl that's on the cover. Not you. But also, we're back to the anime eyes. The early 2000s anime eyes. Oh, how I missed it. How I missed it. Also, what the hell? Is this two bows? This cannot be part of the uniform. This is... No. This can't be it. Is it like different fins, maybe? Possibly. For me? No. Looking at her grin, he seemed to be flustered. I was told to wait here, so... I see. But it looks like they're not coming. She gave him a sideways glance. Listen, you've obviously been stood up, and you're tired of waiting. I know. Her face suddenly lit up, and she clapped her hands together. Hey, you're alone, right? Huh? Well, you're bored, right? How about I give you a tour of Limu? Limu? Like the lemur that we just saw? That's not a tanuki? Whatever the hell Takeshi was saying? No. Okay, maybe it's intentional then. Maybe it's all part of the plan. She tugged at his arm. Without waiting for his reply, she made him stand. But I was waiting for someone. Waiting? For who? Who was it? He couldn't think of the name. Also, there was dates again. So, are we back to doing the same thing, trying to get out of infinity? It's like... The previous one was the end of infinity, so we're trying to reach the end of it by getting to the seventh day, the mythical seventh day. But is this one... This one might be a little bit different. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. But I think we're still going to be trapped in time loops. Possibly, from the inclusion of dates and stuff. He couldn't think of the name. Well, I don't know who you're waiting for, but... If they haven't shown up yet, don't you think you've waited long enough? She said that happily, almost prancing around. What do you say? How about it? Alright. He nodded slightly. The girl's name tag glittered brightly against the white fabric of her uniform. Y-O-U. Is your name... That's what it said. That was what it said. You? I am you, said in English. Okay. Huh? U-T. Okay, you. Her name is you. I am you. Yup? She nodded. What does this mean? What does the game mean by this? Just in case, let's go ahead and look in a mirror or something. Just in case, let's go ahead and do that. She nodded. My last name is Tanaka. And my first name is Yu. Yu. My real name is much longer, though. Really? It's like, this is Yeah, exactly. That was exactly what I was about to say, actually. It's like funny because it's usually spelled YU. It's like you Narukami, for example. But this is a little different. And it's intentional too, because it's built into the art that's here. Huh. Is it just being quirky anime, or is it really you is more like yo. It would be more like yo. Yeah. This is interesting. Is it just quirky anime, or is there plot relevance to this? I'm concerned. Also, what do you mean your name is much longer than this? What? Longer? Long, like endlessly long, like a robot? But anyway, it's such a pain. You can just call me you. Nice to meet you. With that, she enthusiastically stuck out her hand. Nice to meet you. Without thinking, he shook her hand. And before he realized it, he'd been sucked along into her rhythm. So shall we go? They reluctantly released hands. He looked once again at his hand, which had connected them moments before. The vanilla ice cream that had spilled onto it had completely melted away. It was real. Oh god, she's real. 11:43 a.m. Okay. Oh, this is a mascot. Okay, I'm willing to accept that. I don't know about the whole Tanuki thing, but you know what? Whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Now that is a big tush. It is. It really is. Huh? He noticed that the two Tanukis that had formed a line and were moving forward. In front of them was a massive gate that had been sealed shut. The gate swung open soundlessly. The big Tanuki, the little Tanuki, and the girl went inside. Oh, they're gone. Finally, my turn. That's weird. Okay. It was a weird transition. We were on a boat, weren't we? I guess we're on a boat and then we got here and now we're still the same person. It's weird that we're called Kid. I'm just gonna give him like a regular guy voice. But it's like, it's weird that we're called Child. Like we're like we're 10 years old. It's like we might be 16, but we're not really a kid per se. But that's neither here nor there. He followed their footsteps. That was Limu's only entrance for visitors. What is happening? What? This looks like the friggin' thing that's on the side of the androids in Detroit Become Human. What is this? Several park employees waited at the gate and handed over what looked like earphones to the visitors. It seemed that the earphones were to be used at some point up ahead. He wondered why. Looking around skeptically, but obeying instructions, he stepped into the building. He surveyed the ceiling. There were no windows. From the polished round walls, it was clear that the room was dome-shaped. He looked around. Many of the visitors who had been waiting in line headed into the room. Among them were friends, more amorous couples, if I could read words correctly, and people with their families. However, it seemed the Tanuki family had split up. The big Tanuki shoved its way through the crowd of people and continued through a door on the other side of the room. The young girl stayed on the same side of the round room as the little Tanuki. I've got no clue what those Tanuki are all about, but I guess my friends aren't here either. He didn't see any familiar faces around. He figured maybe they had already taken the far elevator downstairs. Just 20 minutes earlier, the visitor room had reached capacity. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if we're not in space. I wonder if we're like, it's not a space donut, but like a donut that goes underground. So a sea donut. It's an ocean donut. Huh, okay. Let's see where this goes. Just 20 minutes earlier, the visitor room had reached capacity. The friends he had been waiting with had gone ahead, leaving him behind to go down with the next group. Oh well, I'm sure I'll find everyone down below soon enough. Finally, the gate to the entrance slipped shut quietly. The big tanuki fiddled with something on the wall, and the room got a shade darker. Hello, everybody. Okay, 11:47 a.m. A park employee emerged out of the darkness. He wondered where she had come from. She was wearing a flashy dress. The dim light shining on her made it seem like a character from some dream. You're her! You're the girl! Look at... You can't see it. I'm like pointing to my monitor and like pointing at the preview at OBS. It's like, it's her! It's her in the background. Yeah. Huh. Which one are you? Are you the... I'd say you're the one on the right, if I had to guess, because you're smiling. I don't know, you're smiling. You don't seem literally depressed. So maybe, I don't know, maybe you're the one on the right who's like, yay, happy, oh no, now I'm sad. You know? Visitors, ... What? No reaction, folks? I'll try that again. Hello?
Hello?
It was the girl who, just a little while ago, had been attached to the rear of the large tanuki. Okay, so she really is Kurumi. Oh god. Can't wait to pull that voice out again. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, I found a girl with some spunk. What's your name?
I'm Yagami Coco.
What in the Vtuber is this? This is Kiryu Coco, but instead of Kiryu, it's friggin' Yagami from Lost Judgment and the Judgment games, which, you know, is kind of based. Honestly, it's just as based as Kiryu to be quite real. I love the Judgment games. I thought they were really well done, but
I'm Yagami Coco. This is my pet dog, Pee-Pee.
oh, you were right, Black Blue. Okay, so it is a dog.
This is my pet dog, Pee-Pee.
Woof. So that isn't a tanuki, it's a dog. All right, so we can't trust anything that the main character says because he's just not here. He's gone. He's gone mentally. He's not thinking. All right. Yuma Coco Head? It has that vibes, doesn't it? It's a very interesting name. I thought they didn't let pets in here. He tilted his head doubtfully. So, Coco-chan, how many times have you been to Lemu? I'll workshop her voice. I don't know. It's like I'm leaning towards freaking Izumi, but it's like I don't... I'm not sure if that's quite it, but we'll workshop it. I only have a certain number of voices, so we'll see. We'll see where it goes. So, Coco-chan, how many times have you been to Lemu?
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my first time.
Are you a troll? What? Aren't you a funny girl?
I get that a lot. You want me to do something even more funny? Like start a killing game?
What?
My friend told me a good joke the other day.
Oh, maybe some other time.
Why not?
Because I have to tell everybody something right now.
Oh, okay then. But it's really funny. That's too bad, huh, Pee-Pee?
Once again, on behalf of the Lemu Marine Theme Park, there we go. Okay, I'd like to thank you very much for coming. I am about to give you a brief explanation about the Lemu Theme Park and tell you a few things to watch out for.
Hey, who cares? Hurry up and let us inside already.
Well, let's know a little bit about the setting first. Let me know a little bit about it. Okay. How does he even think that looks like a tanuki? He's an android. We're all androids. I don't know. Something is not right about the main character. I would love to take everyone inside, but I'm terribly sorry. Everyone will actually have to stay in this room for now. It will only take 17 minutes, so please bear with me for that long. Certainly not 17 minutes of real time, right? Otherwise, that would be unfortunate. First, let me explain a bit about this room. It's called a compression chamber. Starting from now, the air pressure in here is going to rise to six atmospheres. Okay, I mean, it was a little different, but in VLRs, like there was a pressure room as well. Okay, something like that. Why do you think it is necessary to raise the air pressure? I'll explain the reason for it in a moment. But before that, let me tell you a few things you should be aware of. As the air pressure rises, you may start to feel a strange sensation in your ears. I would hate this, man. I would hate this. This sounds like it sucks. Like when you're descending a mountain or in an airplane. Yeah, exactly. I hate it. I hate that feeling. It's because the increased air pressure is pressing on your eardrums. So if you think your ears feel a bit strange, pinch your nose with your fingers, close your mouth tight, and try to pop your ears. I heard, and I'm not sure about it, but I heard that this could be dangerous. So, if that doesn't get your ears back to normal, or if you don't feel well, please raise your hand and let me know. In the event that happens, we will immediately stop increasing the air pressure. By the way, are there any people here who don't know how to pop their ears? Is everything clear then? This is a very silent crowd, I will say. It's very, very silent. Alright then, we'll initiate the rise in pressure. As I said before, the time required to increase the pressure is 17 minutes. During that time, I'll explain to everyone about the structure of Limu. It might even be Lemu. I don't know, I just saw the lemur, so it's like, I'm going with Limu now, I don't care. As you all know, Limu is floating in the ocean at a depth between 17 and 51 meters. I don't know how dangerous or not dangerous that is, but okay. What is this? Der este Boden. It's German. Der Zwite Stock. Der Dritte Stock. Okay, this looks like something that I drew for a story that I was creating when I was like 12. I don't know why. It really does. I probably still have the plans for that somewhere. What the heck? Now, if you look at this chart, you will see that the structure is divided into 4 layers. From the top, these are called Insel Null, Erste Boden, oh god, Zweite Stock, and Dritter Stock. I sure love German pronunciation because I could do that really well. Alright, cool. In terms of a normal building, you might think of it as a structure with a ground floor extending down into a 3-story basement. Insel Null here is a floating island. It is an immense man-made island floating in the ocean. In German, Insel means island and Null means 0. Okay. In other words, this is floor 0, or the ground floor. Next is from Esther to Dritter. Just then, I remember Never 7 loves doing this, loves it. Okay, I gotta head out for the night. I'll have to catch what happens next time. Have a good night. Thank you so much for joining Black Blue. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Bye bye. Just then.
Hey, you. Hey, I'm talking to you.
As he was listening to the explanation, someone pulled him from behind. He turned to look around. Okay, this is key artwork. Oh shit, how do I... Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's fine. It's fine for this one. It's like, how do I get rid of the dialogue box in case I need to? I should probably look into that. It was a girl who had just been talking with the park staff. What was her name again?
Hey, don't you want to know about my joke?
Not really, no. Oh, that's right. Her name was Coco. And that animal she is holding is called Pepe or Popo or something, I don't know.
You want to know, don't you?
Huh? What? Oh, it is Takeshi. Why were we so coy about it? Why did it say kid? What was going on there? Okay.
The joke is the joke I was just talking about. It's an ame joke.
An ame joke?
You haven't heard of them? They're real popular, you know.
No, I haven't. What are you talking about?
An ame joke is an American joke. Get it? Ame joke.
Oh, okay.
Makes you want to hear it, right? Want me to tell you?
Oh god, choices. Oh god, I don't have the guide up. So, last time what happened is that I ended up kind of just going with the flow for the first one, and then afterwards I used the guide. But because of that spawned the whole hookah meme, where it's essentially like I don't even know who this character is because we missed like half her scenes. So going forward, I'm gonna be using the full non-spoiler guide for this because I don't want to miss out on any scenes. And there is a recommended route order that was preferred. So don't mind the silence here. Let me go and pull that up. The recommended order is first Tsumugi. All right, whatever you say. Wanna hear an ame joke? Wait a minute. Why does it say this? Make the following choices to proceed. For some reason it has for some reason the guide has the freaking it says wanna hear the ame joke. But that's not a choice. It's listen to the joke or listen to the staff member's explanation. What's your deal? Are the two choices here. Do I have the other one that I was given? The other guide? Hold on. Let me move this here. Do I have that other guide up or is it gone? Oh, I don't think... Shit, okay. I don't think that was a guide that I got. I think that was just a recommended route order, which is the exact same as the one I'm following. So whoever Tsumugi is, you're up first. I don't know, but if it's anything like Never 7, then the correct choice is to just don't care. Who cares about any of the other girls? Who cares about them? So listen to the staff member's explanation is probably better if I had to guess. So let's go back into the game and then I am going to save. Is there any... I'm gonna quick save here. New data? I don't know what any of this is. Save. Alright. If I do quick load, is it there? It is there. Alright, cool. I know you can't you can't actually see this, but I can see it on my end, so it is there. Alright, with all that said, we chose the correct one, which is okay. I don't care. Well, I suppose it could be worse, but I'll talk to you later.
Huh?
Patting the little dog's head, he turned back to listen to the explanation. So now you should have a general understanding of the layout of each floor. By the way, Limu was designed with saturation diving specifications. Designed with saturation diving specifications. What does that mean? In other words, the air pressure inside is equivalent to or greater than the water pressure outside. As I said at the beginning, the complex that we're all going to enter is filled with a mixture of gases at 6 atmospheres. So right now, our bodies are adjusting to be able to handle pressure equivalent to 6 atmospheres. Of course, this mixture of gases is composed of oxygen, nitrogen, and helium, and is completely harmless to people. The reason for raising the air pressure inside is that is essential to make Limu safe for everyone. Okay, everyone, we are now going to enter the ocean. Are any of you feeling just a little bit nervous? I would. I'd hate this. I'd feel terrified, man. This is not my scene. This also sounds, I don't know, slightly... We might be like probably in a future, like a future with futuristic stuff, right? This seems like very rich person core to me, so I don't know if the main character is rich or if we're gonna get a background to that, or it's like we're just on a trip. We're just on a normal trip and this is just something that people do. You might be worrying about what would happen if seawater started leaking inside, or that you might be crushed by the water pressure. Yeah, exactly. Or us sinking. Yeah, that too. However, please relax. There's nothing to worry about. There is absolutely no way that Limu could be crushed by the outside water pressure because we have raised the air pressure inside. By the way, before we entered this pressurization chamber, if I could say that correctly, we handed out earphones to everyone, remember? Oh yeah, you did. Yes, that's right. The earphones that everyone is using right now. It's very bright background. Holy shit. Holy shit. These are not your average earphones. They are voice alternators. Eh? Limu is pumped full of helium gas, so without these in your ears, you'll sound like a duck. Heh. This is all news to me, huh? Okay. He removed his voice alterator to see what would happen. It's true. People really do sound like ducks. Then again, maybe they sound more like aliens than ducks. The voices of the people around him jumped to a strange higher tone. Ah, okay, that's kind of cool. That's kind of neat. Hey, say something. Hey, say something. Oh, that was definitely pitched up.
Like what?
Your voice is hilarious. You sound like a chipmunk.
Huh? My voice?
I can't go any higher than this. I should have added a pitch shifter to my effects microphone. Shit.
What's wrong with my voice?
You weren't listening to the explanation. You're stupid. Alright, Takeshi.
What are you laughing at? Why are you smiling like that? You're acting really weird.
Well, why don't you try listening to your own voice?
Huh?
It's so funny. You sound like an 8-legged alien.
Alien? Alien as in take us to your leader? You would do a space alien?
What the hell?
Or like a Martian, or someone from planet Kui or something. A star person? From the far edge of the galaxy with lasers?
No, the one that delivers mail. Coco, stop asking questions. Just do it. Alright, you're no fun.
My joke was a lot funnier than that.
We're more like what's his name? What's his face? Whatever he was called. The dude is like, hey Makoto, I'm here to ruin your life. Hey. We're more like that guy. That's enough. I can't take any. That's enough. I can't take any more of this. Alright, thanks. He put the voice alterators back in his ears and looked back at the staff member again. And that pretty much covers it. In approximately 1 minute, the door inside of this room will open. On the other side of that door is the elevator, and at the bottom of it, a brilliant paradise awaits. We hope that you enjoy yourself to your heart's content here at the Marine Theme Park Limu. Well, shall we go? Just as he headed for the elevator.
So are you here by yourself?
Who, me? No, I got separated from my friends.
So you're lost?
Not exactly, but something like that. I'll head down by the elevator and take a look around.
How about checking with that girl who was just talking?
Oh, I suppose I could do that. Excuse me. Looking back, he saw that the employee had already disappeared. Okay, she's gone. 11:58 a.m. It's so weird seeing like other people here. Like other people are here and alive and real. You know? It's like, how can we have dire circumstances if we can see them in the background? What is this game gonna be about? Because like being in this enclosed place, right, is the perfect setup for oh no, we thought we would be safe, but actually it's like we have to get out of here in time, otherwise we all die by the end of the 7 days, right? And that's what causes the loops essentially, right? Is that we have to somehow get out of this theme park before the air pressurization doesn't work and we all die, right? But it's so weird seeing other people here, you know? It's so weird.
So, you came to Limu by yourself?
Yeah, that's right. Eh? Are these two different people that are here at the same time? That's so interesting. Okay. Or is this a flashback to like I was here once as a child and I'm here again? Huh, okay. Let me take a sip of water here. Hold on. We're also just about due for like an hour break here, so let's give it a little bit more before we stop for break. Yep, that's right. Eh? Where did the music go? Okay, there we go. I don't know what happened, but okay. Even so, after bending down to wipe away the white stain on his pants, you stood up. I'm gonna have to really get used to this because this is not what I was expecting. It's like I have the inclination to say yo instead. You stood up. You don't see that very often, a guy coming to a park like this alone. That was true. It was paradise, an amusement park. In that instant, he had almost forgotten even that. So what is this? What do we do here? what is all this? Oh, it's like we're in I feel like a fish. Why would we want to do this? It's like a little aquarium background thing. All right, sure. However you want to spend your time. Why didn't you go into the park with your friends? So why didn't you? Why arrange to meet inside Limu? Uh-huh. Well, that's because... Now that she mentioned it... Who had said to wait on that bench? Whose idea was it anyway? Oh well, whatever. I won't push you. Was it? But I suppose that... Well, I mean... You've kind of been stood up, right? Eh? Stood up? Stood up? It took a moment for the meaning of the phrase to register. Wow, I hit the nail on the head, didn't I? Sorry. She shrugged slightly, embarrassed. Well, don't get depressed about it. She changed modes abruptly and let out a hearty laugh. She slapped him solidly on the back. I'll look out for you, all right? All right. He nodded, a bit overwhelmed. So, I was stood up. I must have been dumped. You were here waiting on a girl, and I think the other Takeshi, right? He's meeting up with his friends, but he's not really waiting on anyone per se. He's just kind of like looking around. This is strange. All right. I must have been dumped. All right. Now is about time for the first break of the stream. So let me go over to Burb screen. All right. It's interesting. It's really interesting. I don't know where the story is going, but it definitely has a lot more of an interesting start. Not that the start of Never 7 was bad, but it's like we're in this, you know, this space, this very interesting place. So like already immediately, and and we're apparently trying to look for someone, or we were trying to look for someone, or we're looking for someone now. I don't know what's really happening, but it's very interesting. I really like the setup already. It's already immediately a little bit better, so I appreciate that. Also, again, it's really weird seeing other people here, but that's neither here nor there. So, but yes, if you are here, stretch to get some water, all the good stuff. I will be right back in about 3 minutes, so see you then. All right, I am back. First off, I want to say sorry about that. So, I'm very new to multi-streaming, and for whatever reason, it says like, "Yep, your both of your chats, your YouTube chat and your Twitch chat is good to go," and apparently it just wasn't. It just wasn't. It's just not showing YouTube chat, so that's awkward. I apologize about that, and I see you came over to Twitch, which I appreciate. I'm sorry about that. But hello, Albert. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. I'm so sorry about that. But hold on, I'm catching up on your messages now. I don't know why I have to look into that off stream. That's awkward. The guide may be based on a different translation, or the cell translation. Oh, shoot. that's okay. There's different translations to this game. That would make sense. That would make sense. That would make sense. Okay. I'll try and see if I can find one that's that's for this translation, because this is I believe this is the Himel one, or maybe that was just like a regular patch update. I'm not entirely sure. But I will see if I can find one that's like more specific to this one instead of the other translation. But love this VN. It was one of the first that I played. That's nice. That's nice. I feel like a lot of people definitely have a lot of fond memories of this one, and I guess remember 11 as well. It's like the two that they it's glad to see like there's still like a community behind these visual novels, this series, you know. But the sub stand looks like a hot dog to me. That's fair. I thought it was, but you know, it's a little it's a little different. But yes, let me. How do I want to do this? Maybe I can go over. I'm just gonna pull up YouTube chat on my phone just in case. We'll get to the game in just a moment, I promise. Here and my own chat here. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. I'm gonna put that right there. All right, and let me go over back to game screen. Let's go this one. Alrighty, and continuing. I must have been dumped. Huh? Then again, he wasn't sure exactly what had happened. But yeah, it just sounds like a younger person trying to do like it sounds like a grown adult trying to do like a young kid voice. It's very interesting. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know if I'm not supposed to read it too much into it. It's like a budgetary thing where it's like I had this memory and now let's use the same actor, or it's very interesting. But anyway. Huh? What? Aren't you working right now? You? You'd make a scary boss. No matter how many times he checked, she was definitely still wearing a Limu uniform. I didn't have anything to do anyway. It's perfect timing. Yeah. They got in an egg-like elevator together. Egg-like elevator? That sounds awful. What the hell? It's like does that mean the floor is kind of like going downwards? That sounds awful. Why wouldn't they just make a regular floor? The eggs slowly began to move. It felt like they were slowly floating up. Going up, she whispered mischievously. The elevator was terribly crowded, and everyone was packed in like sardines. A little hot, huh? I'll say. Her face was so close that he almost bumped into it. Their bodies were flush against each other. She was soft and warm. He was surprised. All of a sudden, he felt embarrassed and started to squirm. Hey, kid. Don't go touching places you shouldn't. She whispered into his ear, puffing out her cheeks. Crammed in the elevator, he couldn't move at all. That tickles. Don't move so much. I don't have a lot of choices. I can't breathe. He couldn't move, but he couldn't bear standing still either. As he gasped for breath, he noticed her light perfume. Finally, the egg arrived at the top floor, and his suffering was over. Phew. Did you then... I was about to be like, if this is a flashback, it's like, did you then make, did you then make, like, friends with her, and that's who you're trying to meet in the future? But that doesn't make sense, because the promotional art that I just saw had her around this age. I don't think she's, like, aged up anymore. I think this is just her. So, Phew. He let out a cry and bolted from the elevator. What's with you all of a sudden? Hey, wait! Kid! He sprinted away, leaving you far behind. It wasn't that he was trying to escape from her. He'd seen something. At the edge of his vision, he thought he'd seen someone. Up ahead, that someone was still visible. He chased after whoever it was, like a man possessed. I've seen that face before. I'm sure I've seen that face before. That was what his instincts were telling him. But where had he seen them? He tried to sort through his foggy memory. As he sifted, he kept running forward. Wait! He felt a desperate need to meet the person, but he had to hurry. Eventually, he ran out of breath. Holding his pounding chest, he looked up. There she was. You're the other girl, right? I believe that's in the photo that's in the background. Okay. Interesting. And you look like a high schooler. Middle schooler? I mean, definitely a uniform, but it's like, okay. That's why we're the kid. It's like we're also in high school, middle school. Probably middle school, based on the voice. But there she was. Mixed amongst the other people was a girl, standing. He was sure that the person that he had been searching for was that girl. Hello, is this the hemo version? Yes, it is. It is the hemo version. Welcome on in. I hope you've been doing well. Hopefully, I've been informed that there's quite a few different versions. I just kind of went with the flow and just did whatever was the first one that was available and easiest. And I don't know. Apparently, there's some different versions and some different translations. So, oops, that's my bad. But he was sure that the person he had been searching for was that girl. It was the middle of the holidays, but for some reason she was wearing her school uniform. He wondered why she was alone there. Oh yeah, I've got to talk to her. She was by herself. She was all alone, just like him. What should I say? Where should I start? Let's see. Don't make a choice. Don't do it. He needs to calm down and focus. Huh? Why is it I have to talk to her? Why in the world? Who was she? Who was she? She was... Well, she was... Ow! What the hell? He was caught up in a wave of people. Oh, okay. That's the sound of being caught up in a wave of people and not just one person beating the shit out of him. Okay. All right, cool. He was caught up in a wave of people. He got pushed into an elevator. It started to rise toward the surface. 17 meters below sea level, the elevator stopped at the first basement floor. Okay, that was the incel no, right? Which I'm not gonna, okay, probably, because it looks the exact same, I should probably definitely pay attention. They do have the markings here, so it says 1F and stuff like that. But I should definitely try and pay attention to the layout of different places. Started Ever 17 since finishing the Never 7 VODs 2 days ago. I'm a little farther than you, so I can watch until you go farther than me. Yeah, it will probably never happen, to be honest. It'll probably never happen. I'm usually pretty slow with these games. It took like 7 months or so to finish Never 7, so it was a little while. Asked a friend of mine and he told me the Himo version was the best. Okay, that's good. That's good, because this is not my scene and I don't know anything about like, oh, but this version and the other version versus this version. It's not my my thing, but I'm glad this one is the best version. That's good. 17 meters below sea level, the elevator stopped at the first basement floor. He got off the elevator as if he were being spit out. This floor is called Ersterboden. He glanced around at his surroundings. I'm sorry to all Germans everywhere. I'm sorry. I would like to formally apologize. She wasn't anywhere to be seen. He thought that they had both ridden on the elevator together. But he had apparently lost sight of her in the crowd when he got off. He lost her. He hadn't even been able to say a word. He felt really depressed. Maybe. Did she call out to me? That idea suddenly popped into his head. What is this feeling? His heart was still beating furiously. Oh my god. You jump scared me. What the heck? Your eyes are the same color as your hair, and that's... Okay, you were the person that was giving the instructions, right? Are you also the other person? I thought you were the two people on the other side of the little background photo that I have. To be fair, I also desaturated that photo, but that was also a while ago. I don't think you are the same person. Who are you? Who are you? Is something the matter? A uniformed staff member different than you was talking to him. Are you looking for someone? She gave him a warm smile as she said that. Yes, I am. I bet you will because I'm so busy studying pediatric and infectology. Well, that'll do it. That will definitely do it, actually. We'll see. We'll definitely see. But I understand. I understand. I hope you enjoy the read. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed the read as well. I'm looking forward to seeing where the story goes. So, feeling that he seemed a little desperate, he quickly blurted out an answer. I'm trying to find someone. I was supposed to meet with them, but we must have missed each other. Who is it? What is their name? Their name... Hey, you there, wait! Patter, patter, patter. Suddenly the sound of footsteps came rushing at him. Huh? You mean me? Oh god, Man! We are kid and this is man. Are you sure? Are you sure? I only have so many boy voices. Alright. Yes, that's right. Running feet braked sharply beside him. The guy was out of breath. Actually, I wanted to ask you something. Huh? Surprised, he slowly opened his mouth. Takeshi! Okay, so you were given a name, and you... So they are two separate people, first of all. But you were given a name, and I guess the other person wasn't? Are we actually called, like, Kiro or something? Maybe? Possibly? That might be the case? Ah, shoot. And this is the other person who we were controlling. But it seems like we're all... To me, it reads like we're all children. Like we're all middle schoolers or at least high schoolers. Middle schoolers, high schoolers, around that age. Whereas in Never 7, we were all in college. So that was a little different. By the way, have you found the backlogs? I don't know how to display it. I don't know what that is. Backlogs? Is there anything in the settings here? Hold on. Not that I know of. Not that I know of. So... Yeah, not that I know of. So we go with the flow. We ball. I'm afraid of something just like randomly combusting into flames. So we do our best here. Hey, you don't know? I gave you two similar voices, didn't I? Shit. Hey, you don't know, do you? Huh. On Twitch, at work, I'll pull up the squad. I'll pull up with squad for your next stream. Add me. No. But yeah. It's very interesting. I don't think I'm just like so tempted of like, you know, like so tempted that things might go wrong. So it's just like we try to make things as simple as possible, I guess. At least for this stream. I'll see what happens afterwards. Hold on. Let me move this over here. Alright, cool. There was nothing to do but see where... there was nothing to do but see where the conversation went. Sorry to ask you like this out of the blue, but you don't know. You don't know, do you? You haven't seen my friends around here, have you? One of them was about 1.5 meters tall and around 60 kilograms. Kinda good looking with the dorky sunglasses, Probably not the type girls would go for. Okay, that's so specific. I don't know. I don't know. Another was wearing... No, you got a deeper voice than the other one. Okay. Don't light a fire in a high air oxygen environment. That's also true. That would suck. That would suck. Maybe it's one of the scenarios. I don't know. Another was wearing a suit. Another was wearing a suit. No tie, short hair, and has 3 piercings in his ear and 1 in his nose. He likes to knit. And there was the only girl in the group who had kind of a simple color flower print one piece with frilly lace. You know, 3 people you might see anywhere. Did you see them? Is that it? Who are you? Are you Kid? Did we just switch perspectives? We switched perspectives, didn't we? Okay. This is the kid. The kid says, nope. The young kid shook his head. I see. Well, sorry for stopping you like that. Waving slightly, he left. The youth continued down the corridor ahead. A girl came over to him and started talking to him enthusiastically. He thought he had seen her before. Huh, I wonder if she knows that kid. But a troubled expression appeared on his face.
Hey, do you want to hear a joke?
Stop asking people about the joke. Stop asking people. You know what? Just next time, just tell them about the joke. What is the joke? Stop asking. Just tell them. Huh? What? Who are you? So that's it. She was probably one of those kinds of people who would talk to anyone about anything, anywhere, whether they were interested or not. He thought he would go down below. The elevator arrived soundlessly and swallowed the waiting patrons. He went with them farther into the depths of Limu. They're still doing this thing, man. Okay, 1:15 p.m. They're still doing the same weird time thing. He walked around aimlessly. The attractions were all packed with visitors. Everyone had beaming smiles and yelled happily, all evidence of Limu's popularity. But still, wandering around a packed and lively amusement park all alone was a bit torturous. Delphin Carousel. Is this also German? Or is this... I don't know. Huh. It could be like Dutch as well. There's a lot of German in this place. Okay. He couldn't help trudging around with heavy feet and slumped shoulders. He was on the verge of looking depressed, but he held his expression in check. What am I gonna do? What the hell is this? This guy does not get paid enough to be here. He's miserable. What the hell? Quale. Yeah, Quale. Walking around blindly in that place, he thought he might never run into his friends. The floor was a lot wider than he'd imagined. Oh right, my cell phone. He took out his PDA multi-purpose communication device out from his pocket. He pushed the button. He didn't have any messages, no mail either. But the problem seemed to be, it was out of range. Well, yeah, we're underground, we're in the sea. So unless they give special communication devices. At least that was what the display said. Are you serious? I didn't think... hold on. The other guy... Okay, so the other guy that we saw with the spiky hair, the spiky red hair, that's us. That's Takeshi. We look a lot more interesting. Interesting of a person that we've been given like a normal name of Takeshi. That's kind of interesting. But that was Takeshi. This is... The other guy was... The other boy was Kid. Okay. Alright, I see. I'm slowly understanding. I didn't think you could get out of range this day and age. Then he recalled they'd said something about it being a giant tunnel in the middle of the ocean where only select radio waves could reach. And that Limu used special electronic equipment which wasn't very compatible with mobile equipment. More than anything, they didn't allow PDAs to work inside, so the facility would be completely separated from the world above as part of the attraction. As part of the attraction. In this day and age? Probably not, no. I don't think that would work. But, sure, sure, we can roll with it. We can say that people would absolutely go for it. At least that was what they'd told him at the entrance, but he hadn't listened to a word of it. Maybe I should get them to broadcast a message over the intercom. He thought it might be best to just ask a staff member. He decided to look for one. But there wasn't a uniformed person in sight. Where is friggin' you? Where is she? Not doing her job, that's for sure. There weren't many people walking around the corridors either. Still more people than Never 7. You have no idea, my guy. You don't know. He turned a corner and entered a completely different corridor. There, right in front of him, was a giant tanuki? Question mark? It was the one he'd seen at the gate while coming in. The tanuki was operating a panel on the wall. I'll bet that's a Limu employee. And what if it wasn't? What if it wasn't? Thinking it perfect timing, he saddled up to the tanuki and called out. Excuse me, I'm looking for someone. A friend. Could I get you to make an announcement over the intercom or something? The name is, okay, not terrifying at all. The tanuki slowly turned around and looked at him. But it didn't say anything. Hello? Hello? The tanuki turned away, avoiding him. He was being ignored. I wonder if it didn't hear me. The tanuki was wearing a big stuffed suit, was a head taller than him. There was the definite possibility that his words weren't reaching the ears inside. Hello? Can you hear me in there? He asked the question nicely as he poked the tanuki in the ribs. Hey, buddy, you got a ton of extra flesh here, buddy. He continued talking as he pinched, pulled, and released the tanuki's flank. He thought that for a mascot suit, the tanuki shot him a pretty realistic glare before it turned to walk away. So do you not work here? Who are you? Who are you? Is this? That's weird. Upset at that, he grabbed the tanuki's shoulder. Hey, what kind of attitude is that? And when a visitor's in trouble? Oh my god. Oh my god, we're gonna die. We really are, the other guy. God, I wish I remembered his name. If he was even slightly more relevant, I probably would. Okiko. There we go. Okiko. That was his name. Friggin', I couldn't remember him. We really are that guy. He'd been gut punched. The tanuki actually slugged him. Not even his parents had ever really spanked him before. That makes a lot of sense. It was a totally cheap shot. The tanuki had landed a solid uppercut. Hey, tanuki! Yeah, I mean you! He went down on his knees and kneeled over. Nearby visitors reacted. Is everything alright? Just then, a park employee appeared from the door. Are you having stomach pains? So, there's only 2 choices for the prologue, assuming that this is the prologue, and it says, yeah, this is definitely a different translation, because these do not match at all. Huh, okay. This freaking suit, I completely forgot about it. It is a terrifying suit, man. Let me just Google. Does this one work? I don't know. Nope. No, definitely not. Yeah. Do I just want to intuit this? Do I just want to intuit and try for the best? If the answer is apparently what's your deal? What's your deal? then the correct answer here has to be it was the Tanuki. Provoke him. Is probably the correct answer. Let's go for it. But before that, let me save. Save. Alright. It was the Tanuki. That Tanuki caught me with a body blow. Huh? The employee gave him a surprised look. I got sucker punched by that Tanuki! He pointed at the big Tanuki. The Tanuki's expression didn't change. It was just staring into my soul. Creepiest persona ever. It really is. What the hell is this? Is this like fursuit gonna jump scare us at some point? It's gonna be like a really tense moment in the entire visual novel, and it's staring into our soul. I would hate that. Oh no. But it turned and started to run. Yeah, you don't work here. Who are you? The Tanuki's silhouette pranced lightly away into the distance. And in an instant, it had disappeared down the walkway. That is, The staff member looked after the Tanuki as she spoke. That's not a Tanuki. That's a lemur. I don't trust Takeshi, man. Nothing that Takeshi says is real. I don't trust anything he says. That's a lemur. The lemur? What? Because the place is called Limu? You get it? You get it, my guy? Why'd you sign up to be here? He rubbed his still aching stomach as he spoke. Yes, a lemur. You know, a fox-like monkey. Its name is Mew Mew. Limu had been named after the continent of Lemuria, a legendary land. According to the British zoologist Sculptor, the Lemurian continent preceded the existence of the islands scattered throughout the Indian Ocean. Lemurs were scattered throughout Africa, the island of Madagascar, there we go, it's the movie, Asia, and Indonesia. While investigating the distribution of those fox monkeys, Sculptor came to believe a continent had existed in the Indian Ocean, adopting the British geologist Branford's hypothesis. Thank you, Akane. Very cool. What are you talking? What are you talking about? He named the continent Lemuria. All right. Moreover, the German zoologist Haeckel contended that the continent was the origin of mankind. The origin of mankind. Okay. Mew Mew is one of Limu's mascots. But what happened? Are you ill or? Fine. Don't worry about me. It's over anyway. Oh, I see. The staff member disappeared. I see. That wasn't a Tanuki. That was Mew Mew. Use the Fua novel walkthrough, not the Kiki Basara one. That is the one I'm using. Alright, hold on. Ever 17 is Fua novel. Do I have to scroll all the way down or do I have to... Hold on. I see it. I do see it. It's just more like... Can I do this without worrying about like spoilers and stuff like that? But thank you, I appreciate it. I have it up just in case, at the very least. Because it's like, I'm looking at it and it's like, it seems a little like... I prefer something more like text-based. But it makes sense, it makes sense. Sometimes that's just how it goes. I hope my English isn't so bad because I'm French and Oh, no, you're good. You're good. Your English is great. Your English is it's probably better than mine can be at some points, to be fair. You're good. You're good. All right, let me go back into the game. He wasn't sure why Mew had hauled off and punched him. But he knew that wondering about it wouldn't help. So he decided to forget about it. He needed to be getting somewhere. I'll take a look around on my own a little more. He muttered that as he composed himself. He knew there should be several attractions at the other end of the corridor. His friends might have been looking for him as they waited in line. So which way should I go? His legs were so tired that he could barely move. This is the world's worst theme park. It's awful. And that was exactly how he felt. Okay, so that little transition means that we're switching perspectives. That's interesting. I wonder if that's ever... We're definitely gonna be like in a high intense scene, right? And then at some point we're gonna switch over and it's gonna be like, no, what happened? Ah, it's the backlog. Okay, very cool. Very cool, very neat. Can I replay lines as well? I can. Okay, so I do that with the scroll button. Is apparently how I do that. Very, very cool. I did not mean to do that. Okay, so that's the mouse scroll. Gotcha. Oh well. Hit by a slight dizzy spell, he leaned against the wall. What in the world? He sighed. He was fully and utterly beat. The staff member that had just been talking to him had vanished somewhere. Yu wasn't around either. He had lost sight of the other girl as well. He was alone again. What did I come here for? He thought that maybe he should have waited for where he was before, after all. Having lost his destination, he rode to the elevator from the aquarium and returned to basement floor 2. Basement floor 2, Zweiter Stock. The second floor. I screwed up. The rest area is down one more level. He felt like he had come a long way from the elevator room. He didn't know which path he should take to go down. At the very least, it very much is like an amusement park. It's like, I don't know where I am and I don't know where I'm going. I have 3 different guides and yet still, it's like hope and pray for the best. He didn't know which path he should take to go down. Which way? Could you come here for a moment? A voice called to him from somewhere. From somewhere. From the shadows of the path, the owner of the voice was beckoning to him. But the hand did not belong to a human. Look, hurry up, will you? I need to see the person. I need to see the person, I think. It was the whispering voice of a young woman. Okay. Her bulky black arms swaying rhythmically. It sounded more like the same voice that kid has, honestly. I was like, I'm not entirely sure. All right, we'll go with it. But it said bulky arms, so it's like, is that supposed to be something else? I don't know. We'll see where the voice goes. Disturbed by the difference between the voice and its owner's appearance, he moved, hypnotized in its direction. The hand and arm clearly belonged to a tanuki. It was a big tanuki. Yeah, but it might just be like a deeper voice. I also have the voices turned down kind of low on my end, so I can't intuit things as well as I would usually do. Do you know where we are? He was led by the tanuki into a room at the end of the walkway, or rather, packed into it. Is this the girls' changing room? He saw a uniform like the one that you had been wearing, packed away inside an open locker. Hey, I can even see some women's underwear. The room smelled like perfume. The air was saturated with a scent so strong it almost made him choke. The smell was about to overwhelm him. He struggled to get his mind under control and maintain his focus. Hey, do you know where we are? The tanuki asked me the same question. Come to think of it, why was she a tanuki anyway? He had no clue. This is the changing room. She said that before he could answer. Changing rooms are a place to keep secrets away from prying eyes. She said that quietly. Secrets? Oh, okay. Kind of terrifying. What the hell? Wham! Suddenly, his vision faded. Everything went completely dark. Huh? Oh no. It's definitely all right. she's relaxed now. Yeah. Will you look after this for me? Huh? What? Look after. He didn't understand. Did you ambush me and put me in the suit? Who are you? Who are you? He didn't understand. Here, I'll help you put it on right. Where? He had no idea what she was talking about. He didn't understand why, but he couldn't move. He was powerless to resist her, and he let her do what she wanted. In that moment, something completely covered his body. This should do it. Alright then, I'll leave the rest to you. And the light sound from her footsteps faded into the distance. The last thing he heard was the click of a door shutting, even if I could read. There we go. I was like, I did not read that correctly. There we go. He heard the sound, but he did not see her leave. What did she do to me? His face felt heavy. His body felt heavy. He had tunnel vision. And for some reason, his body was bristling with hair. Could it be that this is the mascot outfit? Huh. I was gonna say, is there some reason why somebody can't see you? Maybe the girl, but it's like the two protagonists have already met each other, so... Huh. When he shook his head, it made a sound like bristles brushing something. And there was a smell. There was some other scent from inside the costume. A sweet smell that made him dizzy. It pierced deep into his brain. Before he knew what was going on, he had opened the door and was shuffling out into the pathway. Oh, I was just about to say, it's like, that's not good, because Takeshi is definitely gonna beat the shit out of you when he gets the chance. Uh-oh. Pwned by the furry again. What is with this furry man? What is with the person who was just inside the suit? What is with them? What's she doing? Without thinking, he let out a cry. He found it. It's that tanuki. He had just been told that this was not a tanuki, but Mew the fox monkey. The fox monkey is an interesting way of just saying lemur. That information had already disappeared from his mind. I forgot its name. It doesn't matter though. That's the person that hit me and ran away. He didn't want revenge, but he did want to ask it why it had done what it did. Without making a sound, he slowly approached the tanuki mascot Mew. And as soon as he got behind it, he quickly grabbed the costume by the head. There! Who are you? I should be asking you that. And why'd you do something like that? Huh? What'd I do? Don't play dumb with me. I have no idea what you're talking about. You hit me. No, I didn't. I have no idea what you mean. Liar. What, did you forget? I'm not lying. This girl gave me this outfit out of nowhere and... What, you just met her? When did you change? I just put it on. Just put it on? What are you talking about? But why do this? At that point, the tanuki collapsed. He collapsed in full Mew regalia. What? Hey! Takeshi shook his shoulders, but there was no response. Somebody come quick! Something's not right here. Uh-oh, okay, that's strange. Let me take a sip of water here, hold on. typically in games that I have to read out loud, it usually goes for like 2 hours, maybe 2 hours, 30 minutes. It tends to be like a pretty short stream. And especially probably for this one, because Never 7 started out and there was like Okiko was there, sure, but it also had like an emphasis on all of the girls. And I'm sure we're moving to that point, but for right now, the emphasis is rather on Takeshi and the kid and like how their stories are intertwined, I feel like. Which basically means like that I have to do a bunch of male voices, and it basically means that I slightly may or may not be dying. So, but that's neither here nor there. Somebody come quick! Somebody's not right here! He yelled. Visitors watched from a distance. What's the matter? Oh, thank goodness. I missed you. I missed you so much. What's the matter? A female employee heard the fuss and came running. Huh? You're that girl from before. This guy just collapsed all of a sudden. Let me see. The employee took a pulse of the fallen youth. Takeshi wondered if she had any medical knowledge at all, or if she was just winging it. Hopefully she does. He's alright, but we can't leave him here like this. I'll help. Great, thanks. Okay, we've changed perspectives. Why had such a thing happened? He had no idea. No idea. Where he was. Where he had gone. Shaking. Shaken. Feeling ill. He could feel hair from the costume rubbing along both his sides as two people carried him. Rubbing. He'd wished they'd get the mascot suit off him quickly. The fur felt nasty. It was hot. It was so hot. So hot he couldn't stand it. The heat made him feel faint. His consciousness felt like it would drift away. Why had such a thing happened? It was strange. So strange. It wasn't him or her. He heard a different voice from somewhere. Okay, we're back to the other person. We're just switching perspectives all the time. You could definitely see, I guess we could see technically like a Zero Escape influence on that. Like how you would then go, how one person could then go and, you know, take ideas into Zero Escape. He had been hauled to the infirmary. I wonder what it could be. Is he anemic? Maybe it was the mascot suit. Maybe he couldn't get used to wearing it. It's possible. It could be heat exhaustion. Does it look like he'll be okay? It doesn't appear it should be anything serious. A little rest and he should be fine. Okay. It's definitely like modern sense, so like it's definitely not modern day, but not anything that makes me say like, oh, we're hundreds of years into the future in terms of the background. But the beginning was slow, IMO, but don't worry. It's definitely not as slow as Never 7. So at the very least, I am very much enjoying it because it's like, what the hell is going on? What's happening? It doesn't appear to be anything serious. A little rest and he should be fine. I see. Thanks for your help. I'll take it from here. Oh, alright then. He opened the sliding door and left the room. Saving people sure can be stressful. Shut up, Takeshi. You were just about to sock him. What was it I came here to do? A cool breeze was blowing along the walkway. Breeze. But where had it come from? Again, we change. He was wondering where he had come from. He saw something faintly. A ceiling. Sheets. A bed. He had been put to sleep on a bed. On a bed in the infirmary. He saw something again. Below the sick room bed. Who was on the bed below? So, some sort of like I can predict the future, or maybe we're already in the loops, some sort of thing like that. Who was on the bed below? Who is it? Who is this? This isn't me. Of course not. Okay, 1:40 p.m. He decides to go farther down the hall. The third floor underground. They called it Dritter Stock. The guys, they've all been lined up waiting for the crowded ride somewhere. Hey, sorry, I'm getting in. He dashed into the elevator. The doors reopened silently and closed again. There she is. Okay, there she is. That's definitely the girl, and not the other girl with the green hair. This is definitely her. This is definitely her. And you're definitely the one on the right side. Huh, you look really not how I imagined you to be. I thought you would be like the friendly one when we first meet. Maybe they're both the same person. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. Are you the person who was also in the suit? Huh? One other person had gotten on. A girl. A girl. More like a young woman, I guess. One girl had gotten on. She was about high school age. The elevator floated upward an instant before descending. There was a faint sound of movement and vibration. Then his eyes met with the girl's. He wondered why. The girl stared at him suspiciously. What? Just who are you? Why are you here? Why are you following me? Yeah, you're definitely the person in the suit. You've got a very interesting cadence to your voice. Hold on. So are we on May? Are we on May 1st? Maybe I'll move to the other one then. Hold on. I'll move to the other Fua novel basically tells you how you can get the happy ending for each of the girls. And it's just like, if there's a choice that's basically kind of like this. Okay, so that's how that works. So does it not matter what I... We'll go with the flow. We'll go with the flow and whatever happens, happens. But we should be alright. Let's tab back into the game and then... Apologize. Just who exactly are you? Stay silent. If I had to base it off of what I see here in the other one, which, you know, different translation, so who's to say? Who's to say, really? I would base it off of... I would say this one is the next one. Just who exactly are you? Let me... Quick save again. Alright. Apologize for the goddess? Possibly. Possibly, maybe. Right now she's, I mean, she did sucker punch me, which wasn't great. Wasn't awesome. Just who exactly are you? Did I do something wrong? Yes, you did. Just now. Just now? I was getting more and more confused. I mean... I don't want you to get in the way. That's all. Get in the way of what? Okay, is the power going out? Jolting suddenly, the elevator stopped. He looked at the ceiling. The lights flickered unsteadily. What was that? It couldn't be. Couldn't be. Couldn't be what? Couldn't be? He wondered if something had gone terribly wrong. It feels like Takeshi is not really aware of the kid. Like, he's not aware of his thoughts, but it feels like the kid is aware of Takeshi's thoughts. More often than not, there's a better through line, I guess, from Takeshi to the kid than there is from the kid to Takeshi. So that's also something to kind of consider. Girls are always right, just apologize. I don't know if that's how it works, but I'm not sure about that one. He wondered if something had gone terribly wrong. It was strange. Very strange. Who is this? Oh, it's her. Oh, yeah, it's her. It's her, yeah. The middle school other girl, yeah. We finally met. I've been looking for you this whole time, but his voice didn't reach her. He couldn't hear her voice either. No matter how much he tried, no sounds reached him. Damn, what's going on? But he faintly saw a figure. He was able to make sure. He could see it. He could see himself and the girl talking over there. He saw it on the other side. I can see myself over there. He watched, and he watched. What the heck is this? This doesn't look good. That's strange. No, it's odd. If I'm watching them, then who is the me watching me? What in the 999 are you talking about? My guy, what? Something felt out of place. He knew the truth, but his lips trembled. Who is that? Who could be the me over there be? He couldn't shake the feeling. He couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. It was like a dream. It was like he was watching the continuation of a dream. Definitely not okay? But the dream couldn't have felt so powerfully raw. We're back over here, and that was a good transition. So shoot. Shoot, I don't know. All of the screaming. And the surrounding the sound of running feet. The shrill wailing of the sirens. That wasn't a dream or an illusion. Couldn't be. Do you know something about this? I don't know anything. Do you know something? How could I know anything? The lights gradually dimmed and finally went out. Why? He had no idea. He didn't know. There was no way he could know. But there on the bed, there. This is a different... All of these places seem like different places, yeah? Huh. The bed below, the bed on top, the bed below. Who are you? Who? Stop. Please stop. Don't come out. Please don't come out. Stay inside. Don't crawl out of there. Stop. Please. Stop. 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 No. There was nothing to fear. It was all right. Because there was no longer anyone. Because there was no one there. Hey, who's there? Is there somebody there? I'm here. I'm still in here. Somebody, get me out of here. Answer me, please. Isn't there anyone here? Nobody answered. The surroundings were filled with silence. What? Is anybody there? I'm so alone. He burst with laughter, the ultimate feeling of liberation. There was no one to restrain him anymore. What is happening? And he ran, but no one stopped him. Getting there was easy. All that was left was for him to aim for the center. Just take a step. It was simple. He threw his body into the water. He sank. Deeper, deeper, and deeper. 1:51 p.m. Sound died away. Like I'm kind of speechless. It's kind of good, I will say. Huh. It is about time for the second break of the stream. I think I'll go the extra 30 minutes just because I want to know what the hell is happening. That's interesting. Is it the same person? Clones are real, just like Never 7, and they now share brainwaves. I don't know. I don't know. That's interesting. That's cool. Let me go ahead and friggin' freaking go over to Burv screen. Huh. Well, I'm not gonna pretend like I know anything that's happening, but I'm along for the ride. If you are here, stretch, get some water, all the good stuff. I will be right back in 3 minutes. See you then. Alrighty, I am back. Let me go over to game screen. Alrighty. And continuing madness. Continuing insanity. I don't know what's going on. The embrace of unbelievably pure silence. Not even a beam of light pierced the darkness. All he could hear was repetitive, heavy breathing. He lost himself, mind short-circuiting. His vision narrowed and was overrun with blue. Deep blue. Blue. Something was strange. He wondered if it was really blue. Even though he was perfectly still, it seemed as if his heart was racing. Sweat poured off of him. His breathing was ragged and labored. Gradually, his consciousness dissolved into the darkness. It's like switching back and forth, but it just we're melding together. So, okay. Gradually, his consciousness dissolved into the darkness. Black. Endless black. There was no mistaking it this time. Everything was stained black. There were no boundaries to the color. His ears hurt. The ringing in them wouldn't stop. He felt pressure expanding in his lungs. He felt queasy, sick to his stomach. The air pressure is dropping. Oh, okay. So this is the one in the elevator. Dang, okay. Like I said, it's like, I'd hate to be on this trip. Doesn't seem very fun to me. I'd be terrified the whole time. The air pressure is dropping. I forgot. I need to pop my ears. With the pop, the air bubble inside his ears was released. I guess you could still do that even with the earphones they gave, right? Damn. Which way is the exit? Yeah, I think it became like one thing at that point. Pitch black. Nothing moved. He didn't move either. There wasn't any sign of a breeze. He didn't hear anything. Just echoes from something invisible. Time froze to a stop. If he stopped there, he felt like he would forget that even he was alive. It was his intuition. Only a little more. No, there was no good. He had to get out. But he didn't even know which direction to go. He had to get himself out of the darkness. Had to. But what could he do? He didn't know. He didn't know. Just then, he felt a faint warm light. Light? A blade of light slicing through the flat world of darkness. And he knew the direction was over there, and that there might be a way out. If he could get over there. Who am I? I've got to find my friends. Who am I? Let me, just in case, save again. I only have a certain amount of save files. Of quick save files, rather. Yeah. The Kiki Basa thing doesn't match at all, actually. In that case, another thing that happened with Never 7 was that I kind of just avoided all guides because I was worried about any sort of spoilers. So, I could also just go with the flow and see where I end up. We're gonna end up with another hookah situation. Who is she? Literally, who is she? But I can just go with the flow and see where I end, and then from there, it's like, I'm less worried about spoilers. Like, obviously, there's still things yet to be explored, but I'm less worried about spoilers, so I can pull up a guide at that point and see different guides and compare and contrast and stuff like that. So, all right. I've got to find my friends, or who am I? I would say that the most important thing here is to figure out, who are you? Who even are you? Who am I? Oh, it changed. It's blue now. I didn't know where I was, but I quietly opened my eyes. The next thing I knew, I was on a bed. The ceiling was so white that it was slightly blinding. It smelled of disinfectant. I wondered where I was. Are you awake now? 3:17 p.m. A shadow passed above me on the bed. I wonder who it could be. No, wait a minute. Somewhere... I felt like I had met that person somewhere before. How are you doing? You look all right enough. Who? Who was it? I knew her. I was sure that I knew her. Still, I couldn't put my finger on any one thing about her that I knew. The more I thought about it, the more the area around my temples pounded with pain. Hold on. I want to check something. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. No. No. Alright. I was gonna see, like, maybe the choice that I just made was switching between, whether or not you want to play as Kid or Takeshi. Because Takeshi was more concerned about, like, his friends. And I was like, maybe there's a specific thing that I should be doing, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. Just go with the flow. Tsumigi's happy ending is the most tricky to get, but the first one to do. Yeah, that's what all the guides recommend, but we can also just, like, land what I could do, what I did last time, which is, like, land on a bad end, and it's just like, from there, now I know what I'm doing. I can get a good end, and stuff like that, so. Oh, I guess it's no good then. Does your head hurt? I pressed my temples with the fingers of both hands, nodding slightly. I see. Just wait a second, alright? I'll try and find some painkillers. She laughed sweetly and stepped away from me. I raised myself up and looked around. The room was completely white, with a number of beds tidily lined up in a row. Looking behind me, there was a curved glass window in the wall. I got off the bed and put on my shoes, which were neatly arranged below me. I approached the window. Outside, as far as the eye could see, was one endless sheet of blue. Transparent waves of light swayed gently in the dense, deep navy mist. I put both my hands on the wall and pushed my face up against the glass. Just then, a flash of silver light darted across my vision. For an instant, I was afraid. Then I noticed it was just a fish. This is the middle of the ocean. Did I lose my voice? Did the kid stop talking? What's the matter? At some point, the girl had come to stand beside me. Of course it is. This is the Limu Infirmary. Limu. The instant I heard that word, a flash of searing light reappeared in the back of my mind. That was right. I had come to Limu, the theme park floating in the ocean, and I had been walking around Limu with her. There were ancient ruins. Whoa. I didn't see some of those other things. I definitely did not see them. There were ancient ruins, the whale floating in the darkness, the jellyfish gondola, and merry-go-round. But why had I come to that place, to Limu? Had I come for fun? Of course I had. It was a theme park after all. But was that right? Was that really the reason? Violent head pains struck me again. I shook my head again and again, my face distorted from the pain. Hey, are you alright? I actually find it interesting as well. If Tsumugi's is the most difficult to get, but she's recommended that you do that first, that's interesting, because Yuka, I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe it requires some amount of skill, I doubt it, but like, I lucked into Yuka's path, and Yuka is technically the person that they recommend first anyway, so it didn't even matter. But, okay, that's also something to keep in mind. Hey, are you alright? Shouldn't you rest a little more? She helped support me as I returned to the bed. I brought you some headache medicine. She held 2 white pills in the left hand, and her right was a cup filled with water. White pills, 2 of them. Thanks. No thanks. No thanks. I see a choice here. It says thanks, but it also says Takeshi May first. Shit. Oh well. Um. Thanks. Thanks. I took the pills and gulped them down. Yuka is so easy to do. Yeah, I figured as much. It's like I put no effort into it at all. And she still was like, I love you, Makoto. I love you so much. It's like, okay, sure, whatever you say. Whatever you say. I took the pills and gulped them down. It's probably just mild barotrauma or decompression sickness. It happens a lot to visitors. They just feel ill all of a sudden and get carted in there. Didn't you already introduce yourself? Why do you have a ... over your name? Or maybe we're just really confused. She said that as she slyly took the cup from my hand. I sank my head back into the fluffy pillow. It's a bit rough coming down here anyway. People with no experience just jumping 6 atmospheres for long periods of time? Sheesh. The air pressure in the Earth's atmosphere is made for people to live comfortably. Of course, people are going to have bad reactions to breathing air this thick. Air and first love, both should be light. No doubt about that. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Coffee in your first time? Those, of course, are better thick. What are you talking about? Huh? She touched my face with the palm of her hand. The backs of her slender fingers stroked my cheek. The smooth texture of her skin slipped down from my neck to above my chest, stopping there. It's all right. You don't seem to have a fever. She smiled at me. Somehow I felt all embarrassed. I pulled the bed cover up to my ears and hid my face. Just rest like that for a little while, okay? I'll go see what's going on outside. Outside? Yes. How should I put this? While you were asleep, it seems like there was a bit of trouble. Well, I'll explain it later. Anyway, just rest and don't worry about anything for now, okay? Seeing me nod, she walked away from the bed. Hey! Wait a second. What? Just let me ask you one thing. What might that be? Why am I here? You just told me this is the Limu Infirmary, right? Yeah, her voice is gone. That's crazy. Okay. I was spoiled on this part from having gone, having gone through scuba classes. I've never gone scuba classes or scuba diving, so I definitely would not know. This is all new to me. It's like it's all taking place in the sea. It's like, okay, whatever you tell me, I'll just believe you. I'll just believe you because I wouldn't know the first thing about this. You told me this is the Limu Infirmary, right? You passed out all of a sudden at the kiosk on Zweiter's stock. And then some guy and I hauled you here. You don't remember what happened? Kiosk. At the kiosk. In front of a big window. A sweet smell. Something covering my body. The lemur mascot. You hit me. That's right, I remember. And I was struck dizzy. Like something being stolen away, I lost consciousness and... So, do you remember? Yes. Do you have any other questions? I have so many questions, you don't understand. I shook my head and answered. Well, be a good boy and wait here, alright? I'll be back. She patted my head gently and began walking for the door, while I turned my head to stare back at her. My last name is Tanaka, and my first name is Yo. Okay, you remember that too at the very least. My real name is much longer though, but it's such a pain, you can just call me Yo. You, there we go, I messed up. I wasn't thinking and I messed up. You, not Yo, you. I remembered her words. You turned at the door and looked back at me, lifting her hand to wave, and left the infirmary. All alone inside the quiet room, it was like time had stopped. I didn't know if the medicine had started to work or not, but my headache was completely gone. As I stared at the ceiling, I thought about the events leading to my being in that bed. Before I passed out, I had been walking around Limu with you. We had gone to a shop and were talking. Then we rode an egg-shaped elevator up 2 floors. Before I had met you, I had been in a small park. I was on a bench in that park. I was sitting waiting for someone. Who was I waiting for? I didn't know. My memory was a fog, and thinking about events after that would make my mind seemingly cloud over. Amnesia. Amnesia. But why? I shook my head several times trying to clear it and concentrate. Why was I there? Why had I come to Limu? Did I come alone, or was I with someone else? What was I doing here before I came to Limu? How had I arrived at the amusement park? It's no use. I can't remember. The thread of my memory was cut off right there. I couldn't recall anything beyond that time on the park bench enjoying ice cream. It was like getting lost in a forest and going to turn back only to discover that everything had gone dark. I felt very strange. It felt just like I was in the middle of a dream. I felt like I had lost something very important, but I didn't know what that was. And not being able to move forward had made me feel like it was specifically because I had lost something important. I felt an unpleasant sense of something lacking, and the sense of something not quite being right irritated me. I took my right hand out from under the blanket and stared dreamily at my palm. The countless wrinkles etched there, intertwining, reaching out like the branches of a tree in complicated patterns. The pinkish skin and buried deeper, slightly blue veins. And 5 fingers. Thankfully, not 6 fingers, otherwise this would be very confusing. Okay. Had my hand always been this strange shape? Terrifying implications. I mean, had it not been? Surely so, right? Yeah? Bizarre thoughts hit me from nowhere. No, my right palm was no different than it had ever been. Yet for some reason, I felt like I had to doubt even that natural fact. Maybe, just maybe, until a few hours ago, I might have had 6 fingers. No, I don't believe it. Or 7, or even 8. I felt like something was wrong. Could I have been feeling that way because I lost something special? I opened and closed my hand a few times, just repeating that meaningless, simple exercise. I'd wandered in the forest, searching for that one lost finger. 3:42 p.m. Hopefully someone normal comes in. Let's just have a normal conversation. The door to the infirmary opened and you returned. You dashed into the room and ran toward me as if she was going to bowl me over. What are you doing? This is no time to be sleeping. Why? She shouted at me suddenly. Huh? Completely clueless, I simply laid there in a daze. Get up, hurry! Are we trapped here? You peeled away the blanket and dragged me off of the bed. What's the matter? I don't know, but anyway, we've got to escape from here. You had a panicked expression. The relaxed look that had been on her face just a little while ago had vanished completely. Escape? Escape to where? There's only one place. The floating island on the ocean. Why? Because I say so. Don't ask questions. We're escaping because we have to escape. There was something urgent and powerful in Yu's words. She dragged me along. I felt a sharp sense of crisis from her powerful grip. I hurriedly slipped on my sneakers and fled out of the room with her, Well, rip to those two who are trapped in the elevator, I guess. Rip to those guys. The instant we emerged into the sprawling corridor, my feet stopped. I sucked in my breath, my body froze, and I just stared at the light spreading before me. There was something missing. People, sound, warmth. True, they're all gone now. Okay, so everybody else got out, but the important characters stay. We didn't. Oops. People, sound, warmth. No way. This can't be. The words I muttered were devoured by the eerie silence. Looking back and forth in the corridor, even in the furthest direction, there was no sign of anyone. Just the man-made walls on both sides. Unnatural light, whiter than white, rather, shone from the ceiling and gave off a cold light. Why? Why isn't anyone here? You get it now? That's why we have to escape. Everyone, where could everyone be? Do you think they're playing hide and seek? Anyway, there's no time to think about it now. We need to get out of here as soon as possible, or... Saying that, you again tugged my arm. I almost wonder, hold on. Can I, like, quick save and then pretend like I'm quick saving? I don't know. This is one character, right? And this is the other character. These are the two main characters, right? And then all of these other characters I believe we've met. May 1st, Kid Awakening. Are we currently on this route? Is that what this is saying? Because I was just thinking, it's like, who am I versus I need to go find my friends. It's like, I need to go find my friends, then we're over here with this girl, and she's probably Tsumugi, right? So that's probably how you get that. But that's neither here nor there. Let's just continue. Saying that, you again tugged my arm. Hunched over and on the verge of tripping, I let you lead me through the wide corridors as we ran. Our footsteps were the only sound echoing in the quiet complex. The more we ran, the more out of breath I became. My heart was pounding. Everything just felt like a dream. A nightmare in which some unknown monster was chasing us everywhere. With no clue as to the identity of the monster, nor why we needed to escape. Hair-raising fear rose within me, and I was powerless to do anything. I simply cowered. In a world devoid of people, among faded colors, just used palms grasped my arm. Only the certainty of her touch, that only one point of contact allowed me to retain any connection with reality. Finally, we arrived in front of the elevator. You rushed to the front of the door and pushed the up button. The button was unlit. No way! You've got to be kidding me! Why is this thing stopped? Was that you? That might have been you as well. You struck the button repeatedly, but nothing happened. The lights stayed off. There was no sign the floor display above the elevator doors was still functioning either. Hey, aren't there any emergency stairs or anything? There isn't? There isn't? That's certainly a safety concern. Surely, it has to be. Okay. You looked back and shifted her eyes around as if she was thinking. Follow me. Saying only that, she dashed off. Straight down that long, stretching corridor. You turned her head to the left and right, looking for something. It looked like she soon found what she was looking for, and she headed toward it single-mindedly. A ladder. Alright, cool. Cool. Thank you. Next to it, the words emergency exit were written in straight red letters with an arrow pointing upward. At the other end of the ladder was the ceiling and a sturdy-looking door with a round-shaped handle attached to it. Are there emergency stairs on the other side? Without answering, you started climbing the ladder. She turned the handle and opened the door. Now, hurry! This is the emergency escape corridor. There are emergency stairs that run along it. You told me that quickly while we ran. The corridor stretched in a gentle arc so that the far end was not visible. The scenery was repetitive, and I began to have delusions that I was running in place. Where in the world am I right now? How far do I have to run? I just had to put my trust in you and chase after her back. Suddenly you turned right. Inertia kept me going forward. Afraid I would miss the turn, I grabbed the corner with my hand, yanking myself around and chasing after you again. The route had become straight. Immediately to the left, a green-colored sign for emergency stairs was lit up. Below the light was a closed door. You jumped towards the handle's door. This is stiff. This is so... You was desperately trying to turn the handle. It won't open? It'll open. It'll open for sure. I'll make sure it opens. Well, don't just stand there. Get over here and help me. Spurred by her words, I firmly grabbed onto the handle. I tried with all my might to turn it in the direction of the arrow that said, "Offnen open." Damn, what's with this? It won't budge. At all. It was stuck fast, almost as if it had been welded shut. Well, that sucks. It didn't look like it would move to the right or left. We'll try to turn it when I say, ready, go. Okay? Ready, go. With that, I threw my complete weight onto the handle. Damn. Open! Just then, a sound arose as if from inside the earth, echoing heavily from somewhere. You and I relaxed our grips and looked at each other. What? What was that sound? The walls shook and the screen is getting a little darker. A small vibration shook the handle we had grabbed. The lights on the ceiling flashed irregularly. The metal mesh floor was clanging against itself. An earthquake? It couldn't be. Where? We're in the middle of the ocean after all. The vibration gradually increased in intensity. The squeaking sound of the steel against steel shocked our ears. Well, I don't know the first thing about earthquakes, but I'm guessing you can't have an earthquake in the ocean. Based on what she just said. Based on what she literally just said. Therefore, are we not in the ocean? Where are we? Space? Space? Maybe, perhaps, mayhaps. Wait, we wouldn't have earthquakes in space anyway. Wait, no. Well, if it was like a space device that was connected to the Earth and went out of the atmosphere, therefore, we could have earthquakes, technically speaking. Maybe. All right, we're somewhere that we think we're not. Essentially, we're not where we think we are. The squeaking sound of steel against steel shocked our ears. You and I held our breath, waiting still. We tried to focus, sharpening our senses, our eyes wandering the void. A low growling sound, like the groan of a monster. If not that, then it has to be something with the pressure outside, right? And something, we're in danger. Basically, we're in danger. Like the groan of a monster, like metal bending in on itself, essentially, right? A monster approaching. A voice filled with hate and rage turned to a howling roar, sending shivers up my spine. Where is that coming from? Huh? Where is it coming from? What? Yu's voice approached a scream. Her face lost all color, and her lips went dry. The eyes behind her silky swaying bangs looked as if they were about to cry. Silky swaying bangs? Wind. It's wind! Muttering that, I looked in the direction of the wind. Down the extremely long corridor. Something appeared to be pushing and vying for space. No way. You're kidding. It couldn't be. Water? Uh-oh. A monster came crashing towards us at a terrifying speed, mixed in a roiled spray of water. Oh my gosh, 3D animation? Seek a way out? There was no doubt. It was the rushing behemoth of water. A massive froth of waves. Ugh. This was not the time to be shouting. You and I sprinted desperately. We turned left at the corner and ran. And ran and ran. The voice of the monster was right on our heels, but we couldn't look back. If we looked back, we felt as if we would be swallowed up. Something beyond fear or terror made our minds go completely blank. We couldn't even think. We could only run desperately for our lives. My shoulder bumped against the wall of the narrow corridor. It looked like my foot would get caught up in the bent metal flooring. Avoiding the pipes that hung down, we leaped over the raised entrance of the watertight door and ran. We just ran on and on. This has gotta be a dream. For an instant, that thought cut across my mind. In a world devoid of people, among faded colors, a drooling monster was reaching its bluish-white arms out toward my neck. Okay, this place is looking a little better. There's no good place to pause. It's been intrigue and then just action after action, essentially. There's no good place to like pause it. We were spit out with the mass of water into a sprawling room. We were turned head over heel in violent water. Several times, maybe several dozen times, over and over. Until finally, my body stopped moving. Ouch! Ow! I peeled my body from the soaked floor. Water was still pouring in from the far side of the open emergency entrance. It was flowing down like a waterfall and spreading smoothly toward the far corridor as if it was crawling across the floor. That's right. What about you? Just as I thought that and looked back, Yu was standing up. You okay? I shook the soaked Yu's shoulders and looked into her eyes. They were empty. Her purplish blue lips were quivering. Yu was completely dazed. Oh no, that's not good. Yu, hang on! The level of water had continued to rise during that short time. What should I do? Just then, the watertight doors at the four sides of the room began to close at once. The doors are closing, ever so slightly, letting off a dull sound. You! Oops. Hold on, 1 second. This is what I was spoiled on. Oh, I see. I thought it was more like the pressure chamber thing or whatever. Sorry, I misunderstood. There's only 2 ways to get decompression sickness in a building underground. Oh, no, it is. It is. I see. Okay. I see. I tried shouting and shaking her harder, but there was no response. Instead, Yu's body went limp and she collapsed to the floor. Hey, quit goofing around! Come on! I took Yu's arm and put it over my shoulder, lifting her up. I started walking towards the nearest watertight door. Yu was heavy like a stone. Water pooled around both my legs, so I couldn't move forward as fast as I wanted. A steel partition gradually slid down from above. Another one came up from below, pushing away water as it moved. The obstructed water swirled around. As the width between the doors narrowed, the water level increased. Come on, make it in time. Please, just make it in time. Sadly, the door didn't stop moving. There was only a small opening left for us to escape. There's no way I'm gonna die here. Giving a shout, I ran, pushing the water out of the way. Yu's slumped body weighed heavily on my shoulder, but I couldn't let go of her arm. I pulled together all my power. Almost there. Almost right there. With one hand, I grabbed hold of the edge of the bulkhead. Just barely. For a few seconds after I had squeezed our bodies through the narrow gap, the watertight door closed completely. We placed our backs against the closed door and collapsed. There was almost no sense of relief. All right, we're now not in a tense scene, finally. I think this is probably a good place to call it for today. Let me save. Oh, you can actually, in the settings, you can actually change the names. I can change it from you, which is how it's spelled, and I can change it to you, which is how it's pronounced, right? Like the Japanese pronunciation. And I can change Coco from C-O-C-O to Coco, which is K-O-K-O. K-O-K-O. I mean, I should keep the Y-O-U. I should keep it. But I feel like my brain is just gonna forget. I am incredibly worried about my brain forgetting. So I am more tempted to keep it as you. Y-U. Let me go ahead and just regular save, I guess. What is all of this? I don't know. What is all of this? Kid Awakening A2? Alright. Can I save here? Save. Yay! Alright. We'll remember that one. We will remember that. Oh, these must all be the quick saves that I did. I see. These must all be part of that. Okay. Alright. And let me go ahead and go to this. I think I want to change it, yeah. So I'll keep Coco the same, but I'll change you. And just keep in mind that it's the English word for you. So I don't know if there's any mind fuckery going on where it's like, well, I was actually you the whole time, and I don't know, something like that. I'll keep that in mind. But for right now, I probably want the other way of displaying the name. All right, we're all saved. We're all good. I think we're all set to return to the title. Is probably what I want. Return to title? Yes. It's this thing. Can I skip this? Yes, alright. Alright, cool. I think it's probably a good time to end stream here, just because my voice is slightly going. It was a lot. This was not the beginning that I was expecting at all. This is more in line with like 999, right? This is a beginning that's more in line with 999 or Zero Escape in general. I think The Somnium Files tends to have openings that's pretty on the slower side to let you get adjusted, but this is not this isn't your average Never 7 or whatever, you know? This is definitely more building into intrigue, and then immediately like we're trapped underground apparently, and different things like that. So it's got a lot going on. It's got a lot more than I thought would ever happen for this game. If I'm being quite honest, if I'm being completely real, based off the last game, it's very, very different. Man, this theme is so nostalgic. It's a very good theme. I can imagine being attached to it. It's I've had to, like, as I'm setting up stream and stuff like that, I've had to be on this title screen for a very long time, and I really enjoy it. I really like it. So, but yes, that was Ever 17, The Out of Infinity. I wish I could give more thoughts. I just don't know. I just don't know what's happening. So two things. First of all, everything with the guide, obviously. I mean, we're definitely not on Tsumugi's route. Oops. Oopsie daisy. We'll see where we end up, but I will also, even if I have to friggin' look at it like a Japanese guide and then like translate based off of there, it's like this must mean this, and therefore this this happens to mean this. Like the Tokfan, if you're still here, the Fua novel one seems pretty good. It does seem pretty good for giving the good end condition, which I appreciate, so I'll keep it. But I do want to see if there's possibly any other guide that I can get that won't kind of That's just kind of like spoiler free, step by step. Here's what you gotta do. You just do 1, 2, 3. Regardless of anything, wherever we end up is wherever we end up, you know? So that's neither here nor there. But I'll see what I can do off stream about the guide. And then in terms of the game itself, I'm expecting, I have higher expectations than I thought I would, is what I'll say. What I'll definitely say about it. It's setting up a very interesting mystery so far. Obviously we're trapped, but also just like, hey, what's going on between the two guys, the two Takeshi and the kid? What's going on there? And obviously the DNA thing is very telling as well. Maybe there's something to be had there. It's really interesting, and I want to see where it goes. So yeah, we'll play some more of this next week. I don't remember the route order mattering much. I went in blind. I think you have to go into every route anyways. Okay, that's good. It's like, I do understand that fans have a recommended viewing order, right? And it makes sense, right? Like Yuka, you should see Yuka's route first. I feel like you should do that. Because Yuka is the most basic out of all the routes. So it's probably a situation like that as well, where it's, I don't know, possibly a situation like that as well, where it's just like, to get the best viewing experience, maybe try and do this. But even if we sort of do it out of order, I'm still planning on doing all the routes. So I'll try not to fuss about it too much. I'll try not to. But yes, on YouTube side, I will go ahead and just kind of end the stream there. Because I think we're all set. I think we're all good. Let me go ahead and again, this is my second day streaming to YouTube. So I don't know I don't know anything. Hold on. Let me get the button up, the button of all time. I think that it's very important, probably, that I need to end stream. This one? Maybe? There we go. All right, cool. There's an end stream button. I see it. It's right there. But yes, if you are here on YouTube, thank you so much for hanging out for a little bit. I really appreciate it. I'm just gonna send off a raid on Twitch as I usually do, but I'm just gonna end it here for YouTube. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all joining me. I post the stream schedule in like the channel posts, so I'll keep you updated on what specific day next week I play Ever 17. But have a wonderful rest of your day or night or whatever time it is. Bye bye, bye bye, bye bye bye. All right, and for Twitch, oh, it gives you